Now you can see my wall. Nope. What have I done? Hello everyone, welcome to today's video. My name is Kenzie. If you did not know that, now you know. And today I wanted to do a hit or miss on the PUR Silicone Pillow Blend Sponge. That is right, you guys. I actually have had this for quite a while. I got it like last year during Christmas time, so I've never actually used it. I bought it and I never actually used it. I did go ahead and cut the top off, but it has not been used before. I've wanted to try this for a while, or some kind of like silicone, because I know like the silly sponge was a big trend a few years ago, or I don't know how long it's been, last year, 2 years, I don't know. But I never actually tried that, but I did find this one a while ago, and I wanted to really give it a shot and see if it really does anything different. I'm not seeing a lot of people use silicone sponges on the regular nowadays, so I'm guessing this doesn't do that great. But we're gonna find out. So what I'm going to do is I have my foundation here. Today I'm going to be using the Dior Forever Skin Foundation. Really, really good stuff. I like this a lot. And I'm going to be using my sponge. So I have two applicators right here. I'm going to do the silicone sponge, the PUR one. Is it PUR? PUR. I think it's PUR, but I'm going to be doing this one on the right side of my face and then doing my regular Morphe sponge on the left side of my face with the Dior foundation and see which one works better, blends better. You understand the idea. And I have my concealer and primer that we're also going to be using. Primer obviously first to prep the skin, and then I'll be using concealer the same way and blending it the way that I normally would on the right side, again with the silicone sponge, and on the left with my other actual sponge. So if you would like to see how the PUR Silicone Sponge holds up with putting the foundation on my face, then keep on watching. Okay, as you can see, I zoomed you in just a little bit so you can get a full, I almost said a full frontal, but like my face, you understand what I mean. But I'm gonna go ahead and open this baby up here. Like I said, I did already cut the top open and it is a resealable bag. So you just, man, I can't get it open now. Oh, got it. I had to really concentrate. And here is what it looks like. It looks like a little teardrop shape right there. It is a very pretty pastel pink color, and as you can see by me squishing it, like it is very squishy. Again, it is a teardrop shape and it's silicone. Like that's really all that it is. It is just a sheet of silicone, and it is supposed to blend out foundation. I think the target for these is that you can use way less of your foundation, because sponges tend to soak up a bit of your product and then you end up having to use a bit more of it. So I think the idea with silicone sponges and this guy in general is to make you use less foundation and be able to spread it over a larger area. So what it says on the packaging, it says, get flawless coverage with less makeup with this silicone blending applicator. This unique applicator is soft, easy to use, and maximizes foundations, concealers, and creams. It's also oil resistant and reusable, so that's cool. Yeah, so it just says, apply a small amount of makeup directly onto the applicator, okay? Applied to skin in a tapping motion. So we will do just that. I'm going to grab my foundation. We're going to do the right side of the face first, and I have my handy dandy mirror, and we are just going to go ahead and put it on. So let me open this guy up here, have him sitting here, and then I'll go ahead. I'm just going to do one pump for now just because I don't know what I'm going to do. So I don't know how this is going to work. So it says on the packaging to put it directly onto the sponge. That's what I'm going to do. And I may just use like half a pump. That's just half right there. So I may just use this, and then I'll push my hair out of the way, and then we will go to blending. Go to Blend Town and see how this works. Oh my god, I forgot to put primer on. I messed up, so I'm going to actually rewind a step here, and we're going to be using the Benefit Porefessional primer today, This guy right here, I love this stuff. It is really nice. And this is just a little test sample that I got with like a gift with purchase, but I have the bigger size also. So we are going to go ahead and prime first since I'm a dum and forgot to do that. Okay, primer is now done. So now what we're going to do is I'm going to take that exact same amount on the sponge that I did earlier because I can't believe I forgot to do that. I haven't forgot to use primer in a while, so we're gonna take it right here and just go ahead and apply it to the face like you normally would. And it says tapping motions, so that is what I'm trying to do. And can you even see it? Like, it kind of just looks like it's spreading it around, which I guess is fine. All right, and then we'll go up to the forehead. Okay, and that is the right side of my face blended with foundation. What do we think? Does it look all right? Does it look okay? Do I need to zoom in a bit more? Okay, so now we're really zoomed in just so you can see. So here's the right side of my face done with this sponge here. What do you think? I mean, I think it could look worse. I don't think it looks terrible. So now that the right side is done, let's go ahead and move to the left side. And I'm going to do the exact same thing. And this time I'm going to take the foundation and put it on the back of my hand. And again, I'm only going to use a little bit. And I'm going to use this with my sponge here. And I'm going to do it the exact same way. I may need a little bit more because I need to do the neck. So here on this side, we're going to be using the Morphe sponge, kind of like a beauty blender side. So here we go with this. And this is the way that I would normally do my foundation with this type of sponge here. I've never used a different type of sponge. Like, I've used a brush before, but I've never used anything with like a different material, you know, like this. So it is very interesting. Okay, and here is the left side of the face blended out with the Morphe sponge. So what do you guys think first impressions? Here is the left side of my face. Do you see anything like noticeable? And then here's the right side. Anything that you see, let me know if you see anything in particular. I don't think that this little guy did terrible. Like, it's still like it is in there. It's not just sat on top, like it's packed in there. I don't think it looks bad. So let's go ahead and move to concealer, and then I'll do like the rest of my makeup off camera, and then we'll kind of come back to do like a final once over and see which one looks the best overall. So I've got my concealer here, and of course I'm using the handy dandy Tarte Shape Tape concealer. Amazing stuff right here. And I'm literally going to do this the same way that I would every single day. And just on the right side, like normal, we're going to do the silicone sponge instead of the regular sponge. Okay, and starting off with the right side, let's go ahead and blend this concealer out. I forgot that I may have not need to use this much. And that was the weirdest sentence that I ever used, that I ever said. Yeah, okay. So I don't know if it's the foundation or what, but this concealer does not want to blend with this sponge. I don't know if it's the sponge or if it's the foundation underneath the concealer, but it does not want to blend. It's just picking all of that up and it's just kind of sticking to it. And I probably used too much because I forgot the premise of what a silicone sponge is to use less. So I may have gotten too much. Yeah, so this is just not blending. I don't know what I did wrong, if I did something wrong, or if it's the sponge or the foundation underneath it, but if you've been able to see this entire time, you've seen me drag it and like swipe it across to try to make it blend better. I don't know about the concealer. Alright, so I got this side. Let me do the right side of the forehead here. Yeah, that's not doing anything. And then I'm just having to like drag it and pull, and I feel like that's just taking the rest of the foundation off. Look at that, like that didn't blend whatsoever. So let me try with the actual sponge side and see if this one fares any better. Yeah, okay, so immediately this is blending in a lot easier. I don't know what the difference was when it came to the silicone sponge and the concealer. They just did not like each other for some reason. And yeah, that actually blended out with the sponge. I will say I think this foundation is a bit too tacky for this concealer because once you put this concealer on with this foundation, it becomes very hard to blend. I have noticed that before as well. But with this type of sponge, at least it's actually blending. And like if you can see right here on this side, it looks like there's just like a cake of makeup right here of concealer, and it just looks weird. On this side you don't actually have that issue, but right here it just looks like poof. And like right there, I don't know if you'll be able to see it, but I can see it on my end. Okay, so foundation and concealer is done on both sides. Now, if you saw earlier that concealer on this side of my face was a nightmare to try to blend in, I don't know if I did something wrong or if it was the sponge or if it was the foundation or what happened, because even with this, it was a little harder to blend in, but it blended in a lot nicer. It actually looked better. And with this one, I had to like continuously drag it across my face to try to get it to blend in. It was just like caking and sticking to everything. So, but we got it in, we got it working. But I am gonna go do the rest of my makeup off camera, and then I'll come back to you when that is done and we'll do like a final little once over. Okay, and the rest of my makeup is officially done. That took literally 2 seconds for you, but 45 minutes for me because I get distracted and I just sat there and just watched YouTube while blending my eyeshadow for like 15 minutes, and I was just like, oh, I wonder what's on here, and then I forgot what time it was and I was like, I need to finish this. So here is the makeup look for today. We're not really focusing on the actual makeup, we're just focusing on the foundation portion of it. So again, for a little recap, the PUR Silicone Sponge is on the right side of my face, blended with the Dior Forever foundation. Left side of my face is the same foundation with the Morphe sponge that I no longer have because it's back in my bathroom. But let me go ahead and zoom in a bit for you and I'll show you once again both sides of my face and we can see which one looks a bit better. Okay, so here is the left side of my face. Here is the actual sponge application, the Morphe sponge application, and I think it does not look bad. It may be just a smidgen red down here because I've been having a few skin issues on my end. So there is the left side, and I do think it blended out really nicely. And then moving on to the right side of my face, this was the PUR Silicone Sponge application side. Can you see really any difference? The only thing that I can see right here is that where that foundation, not the foundation, but the concealer rather, where you know when I was talking to you about how it kind of just like stuck to that one spot and I could not get it to blend to save my life, that one spot is still there, and if you can see it right here, and compared to this side right here, I feel like there's like this circle and it does show a lot more texture right here. So that when I put my blush on, it really stuck to that side. It really stuck to that little area on my cheek here. And I had to go back and like blend it out because it just looked like blush, like just right there. So let me go ahead and zoom you guys out and we will go ahead and end the video. So yeah, guys, that is going to be the review of the PUR Silicone Sponge. I don't hate it, honestly. I thought that I was gonna hate it a lot more. I thought that it was going to work not at all. I didn't think it was gonna do well, but I don't hate it at all. I don't hate it. I thought it blended out the foundation pretty nicely and you didn't have to use a lot, but the concealer was another part. Like that was a whole different story, and I don't know, I can't blame the sponge completely for the issue with the concealer because I don't know what the issue was. I don't know if it was the foundation and then putting the concealer on top of it, those two formulas didn't mix together or something. I don't know if it was the sponge because the Morphe sponge side actually blended and it blended nicer. This one had a lot harder time, so I don't know. I don't really know how to weigh that. Just let me know what you think. But if you are in the market for a silicone sponge, then I don't hate it. I don't hate it. I'm not gonna use it. Just let me get that out here. This is not something that I am going to probably reach for again because I have two other sponges and I prefer sponges. I don't really even use brushes to do foundation or concealer, so I prefer a sponge. So I may not use this again, but if this is something that you're looking for, that you're in the market for, I don't hate it. It does its job. Maybe not use the Dior foundation with the Tarte concealer like I did, and you may not have the same issue. But yes, guys, that is going to be the end of the video today. I really hope that you did enjoy it. If you did, then please go ahead and click up that like button. Go ahead and click subscribe while you're down there, and the little bell button. I almost forgot what it was called. And the little bell down there as well. And again, my name is Kenzie. I will see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.